So thank you everybody for coming. So Amex exploration, it's a recent discovery. We made a big discovery in Quebec in the month of November of 2018. So if I go through our projects, we have 4 projects in there. There's the Perron, Cameron, East Main, Gowan. The main project that we're working on is actually the Perron project. It's located right on the Quebec-Ontario border, like we're within 1 kilometer of the Ontario border. That's where the boundary of our property is. Our share structure, we think it's really great. We have a market cap right now of about $45 million. There's 54 million shares out. There's 11 million warrants, 5 million options. So on a fully diluted basis, you're looking at 70 million shares. If that would happen at 70 million shares, that would be another approximately $11 million that would be coming into the company. We've had quite a fluctuation in the share price, and that was really based on the discovery. We had in the 52-week high happened sometime in the month of March. It was right on the backs of of an issue that we did. So in the month of February, we closed a $5.4 million offering where Eric's brought personal with his numbered company bought $3 million of it at 75 cents, and that offering came at 75 cents with half a warrant at $1.25. Commodity Capital also participated with $1 million, and then management and some friends and family bought the balance of the placement. So we currently have very close to $5 million. Drilling is never stopping; it's ongoing. We've brought on a second drill to the property. After budgeting, we've budgeted. We'll still have about $3 million in the till, and that's with after a 25,000 meter exploration program. Exploring there is the drill program is not expensive at all. We're looking at about $130 Canadian all in. On the board, there's myself. I've been involved with many other companies in the past, including just recently with Nemaska Lithium. Still there. I was actually the owner of the Whabouchi deposit. I sold it to Nemaska back in 2009. Jacques Trottier is really the brains behind Amex. He was. This is going to be his third mine that he finds. Actually, I used to tell Jacques Trottier all the time, I like hanging with him because they always have a good habit of finding other mines. This is going to be his third mine that he finds. The Shahuindo mine in Peru was his latest one. That's part of Solid. He walked there, paid $10,000 for an option, and I think the last sale of that property was around the $800 million mark. Pierre Carrier is also part of he's part of our team. He's had some very successful he's had some successful deals in the past, and I'm saying that because when you look at our G&A in this company, you'll see it. I'll challenge anybody. It's probably one of the lowest G&As possible. We do put all our money in the ground. All our money, the majority of the money actually goes into the ground. Our recent hire was Kelly Malcolm. He's heading the exploration program now. He's the VP exploration. He was actually supposed to be here doing the presentation. Unfortunately, he had to go up to the property, so he wasn't able to come. So again, this is a map of more or less where the property is located. So it's in this town called Normetal. There's also a past mine there. It's a VMS mine called the Normetal mine. So you are on the next slide. You'll see it. What you see here, so it's where you see that yellow star is where the Perron property is. Just beside it, you've got the big VMS mine that's actually been mined out. And when you look at all those belts, you are in elephant country. When you're looking at this property, you're looking at there's been multi-million ounce segments. All the gold is always being found along. So those blue lines are those are fault lines that come across. That fault that comes across the Amex property, it has been underexplored. One of the reasons it's been underexplored, it's actually when you look at the faults on top and the faults at the bottom, the property is actually concave. So what you have there on the property, you have heavy overburden. You're looking at about maybe 30 meters of overburden. Very difficult to do exploration programs, and the only thing that you're going to explore there with is going to be with a drill bit. So it's not like you could send somebody out there walking around and picking up rocks. So we were very fortunate to actually find the deposit. This property's been in the company for 22 years. So the regional geology, it's mainly hosted inside a rhyolite, and the rhyolite continues all the way into Ontario. The main focus is there's another rhyolite called a sodic rhyolite, and that's where all the gold intersections are all inside this rhyolite. This sodic, it's called sodic rhyolite. This is just to show you on scale the difference. We look at the top one, looks kind of empty. That's as much exploration that we've done on our property. And the one to really focus on is the one on the far right. That's the LaRonde mine owned by Agnico. If you look at it, it slopes down around it's a 70-degree angle. The mine gets wider and richer as you go into the ground. That's a classic Archean orogenic gold deposit, and you'll see it in a later slide. I'll show it to you where it looks very, very similar to what we have. So again, the property is 100% owned by us. It's 110 kilometers north of Rouen. You can get into a Honda Civic and drive right to the core shack, get in a pickup, and then just drive to the drill sites. We have existing infrastructure. There's a year-round road. Up to date, there's been over $11 million to date spent on this property. And we do have five distinct zones. Today, we're going to be concentrating mostly on the gold, on the high-grade gold. And there's also a low-grade portion of this. This has been really all the drill holes that we've been doing in the eastern zone. We are going to be focusing. We found another what we believe is another orogenic gold deposit on the western side. So we're going to be sometime in the middle of the month. We're going to be heading back on that side and start a drill program there. So in total, there is 5 targets, but our real concentration is going to be on the eastern gold zone. As we've announced, there's going to be a 25,000 meter drill program. We've got 2 rigs on there right now. The program is fully funded. We don't need to finance unless there would be a good offer on the table. There's no need for us to finance, and the drills are turning 24 hours. As we're speaking, drills are turning. This is some of the. This is where the drill pads were. This is showing. This you're seeing. What you're seeing here is you're seeing a plan view. So the top is what we hit first from that angle is we always hit the high grade gold zone. We go down to there's a low grade zone and another low grade zone also. I mean, we call it a low grade zone, but the grades are still not they're not that bad at all. So what you see on the left side, the thicker one, that's the low grade zone. I mean, you've had intersections there of 76.5 meters over 0.81 grams per ton. It's very close to your high grade zone. That's something. What you can do there is you sink a ramp and you're able to mine everything out. Your high grade zone will more than pay for your for all your mining costs, and the balance is going to be. Just the high grade zone is going to be profitable. With the low grade zone, you're picking up free gold there. So in here you've got a lot of the high grade. Of the high grade hits that we've had. So when you start from the top coming down, the first hit is around the 70 meter, not that it's the first, the highest hit is around the 70 meter level. We're all the way down to 475 meters. Because this is the type of mining you would do here is you sink a ramp. Now you want to go down as deep as possible. And this is, when you look at this and you look at what Agnico has at LaRonde, it looks very similar to it. So we're expecting this to, as it continues to go down, it'll widen and get richer. One of the criticisms we were getting early on is they were talking about that it's a little bit thin. But the thing is, when you're hitting 300 grams over, even though it's over 0.8 meters or 1 meter or half a meter, there are two quartz zones, and in the middle you got a gabbro zone. When you're picking all that up, it's around 6 meters to 10 meters. When you dilute it in there, you're still mining over an ounce, assuming you would continuously get those kind of grades. And if you go through those grades, I mean, some of them are really spectacular. These are really spectacular numbers. There's within within that, you've got 10 hits that have been well over at least 100 grams per ton on various lengths. And when you add that to the low grade zone, I mean, it creates a real special story. This is a structural setting. This is a structural setting that was set up. Well, for me, it's very difficult to explain this, but it's showing you the gold. Where you see the red is it's showing you how the gold is set up inside that block. That's really, it's showing you the structural evolution of it. Again, these are some of the high grade hits that we've hit. The 2019-22, that was one of our most spectacular holes. In a small section, we actually had over 600 grams per ton. And when you spread that out over between the two quartz zones and the gabbro, you're really still getting spectacular numbers. And again, just more and more holes. You could see the visible gold. It's quite almost every hole, with the exception of where we've actually missed, where you're testing the extensions of it. We've hit mineralization. We've hit visible gold in every single hole. Where the brown is and the gold is in there. That's your inside sphalerite. So the low grade zone. Just talk a little bit about the low grade zone. So it's a large disseminated sheared zone. It's so far we've had that also well over 100 meters. I mean, that's you're building up a lot of tonnage along there. We actually think that the low grade zone and the high grade zone all come and meet together around the 700 meter level. That's where we're projecting it. But again, geology is geology. You never know how far, at what length. But we do believe it comes down and all forms together. This is the highlights on the Perron property on past drilling. I mean, we're really excited on the project. We've got 2 drills turning. We're gonna most likely add another drill. We're not gonna do a resource anytime soon. We definitely want to get above over 1 million ounces when we do a back of the envelope number. You do back of the envelope right now, you're looking around 350,000 to 500,000 ounces. We don't want to close ourselves in a box and look like a company with just 500,000 ounces. The potential here is for multi-million ounces, and that's exactly what we're going to be shooting for. So our first resource, with successful drilling, will end up being well over 1 million ounces. So just to complete, I mean, the investment highlights is that we own it 100%. The geology does suggest that there's going to be many of these orogenic gold shoots, and each one on its own could host anywhere from 2 million to 3 million ounces, just like the Larone one. There's also a possibility for a very rich polymetallic VMS system. We've got a proven, experienced management team. I mean, Jacques Trottier has been it's been incredible the way he's been finding one mine after another. Our capital structure as well. We're well capitalized. We don't have much. We don't need to raise any money, but if the opportunity arises, we would. And we were fortunate enough to also have Eric Sprott come in as a large shareholder. And that's it. Thank you, guys.